Morning guys, so I've got the overalls on, which means we're going to be working on the laurel. First of all, I need to jack the car up, which is probably going to take longer than actually taking the gearbox out, so I'm actually going to time it and make it a little challenge. The car is super low, so I need to put the battery on, which I left on charge, so hopefully that's going to start. I need to drive the front wheels on some little pieces of wood, so it raises it up so I can put the jack under it. Then put a little block on the jack, raise one half of the car, and then go to the other side and raise the other one, leave it on the axle stands, and then I can start taking the gearbox out. So this is how she is at the moment. Beautiful. So yeah, let's just put the battery on and hope the battery is not dead, because it was a brand new Halfords one. But I've got the receipt, so if it comes to worse, I can go and get it replaced. There's one battery temporarily installed. Let's see if she starts. It's been a while. I can hear the central lockings working. Clock's on. Exciting times. Clutch feels okay, which is a bit strange, but let's leave it running for a bit. Alright, well the car's running, which is good news. I'm just going to start checking it up. I'm going to time it, how long that's going to take, and then I'm going to time how long it's going to take the gearbox out. Alright, so now we're going to the time lapse.
1, 2, 3, funk it.
So the car's in the air. It took all of about 34 minutes. I just need to figure out something a bit better, but that's all I have at the moment is the driveway. So now I'm going to take the gearbox out. That means I'm plugging the battery, which I haven't done properly anyway, so no. That, so we don't make some sparkies from the starter motor, drain the oil, and just unbolt everything really. Well, should be fun. So I'm gonna wrap it up for here for about an hour or so. I need to give Jess a lift to the train station. She's going to London to a cat cafe. So I'm just gonna wrap it up here for now. Come back in an hour and take the gearbox out. Come back. So it's the time to take the gearbox off. Gonna need some tools. Alright, gonna need some ratchet extension, very long extension for the bell housing. Got some 17, 14, 13 for the exhaust, and 12 as well. 12, and that probably all times 2. Right, I did drain the oil before I left, simply because it's always better to drain stuff for longer, especially something so thick as a gearbox oil. Alright, so I'm just going to take the exhaust out of the way, just move it so I can undo the prop shaft bearing bracket, so then we can just slide the prop shaft out of the gearbox. Now we gotta undo these 2 bolts holding the prop shaft, and fingers crossed it should just slide out. Alright, so once you undo those 2, which are the bearing for the prop shaft. The prop shaft just slides right out of the gearbox. So now you just can undo those 4 17 mils, and then just the bell housing bolt. Then we got 2 12 mils on the slow cylinder, and the box is ready to come out. So it took about just under 40 minutes to get the gearbox out, so it's not quite as quick as jacking up the car, but it's definitely a lot safer. So now, yeah, just have a look what's wrong with it. Alright, so I've got everything out of the way. That's the clutch, which as you can see is quite recent. There seems to be nothing wrong with it. I mean, I've got a bit of a heat transfer from obviously when I was struggling to put it in the gear, but nothing too bad. Release bearing, a little bit noisy, but again I don't seem to find anything wrong with it. Just don't think it goes as far as that when it comes to pushing it out, you know, so I don't think that's an issue. If anything, that would just cause the clutch to be on all the time, which means the problem must be in the gearbox. Alright, so I'm done for today. I solved absolutely nothing. I don't think it's the clutch, so it's got to be the gearbox. I've got 2 boxes that are knackered, so I'm going to take them both, take them apart, and see if I can make one good one out of the 2. Quite possibly next weekend. So I'll catch up with you guys then.